Yes, sir. Ah, it's good to be back, bro. It's good to be back. It is good to be back. Y'all miss me? Y'all miss me, bro? I know you did. I know. Going for our Hanley business. Hang out with my girlfriend and her fam. We're back now. We're back to work. Back to business. So, and I got a lot of videos I want to react to, but this one caught my eye. Pretty interesting. Chris from, I don't really know MrBeast crew like that, but Chris, he's one of their I don't know he does specifically, but he's just in the videos, I think. But apparently he's a nightmare for MrBeast, and I have no idea what's going on. But I seen a picture that like he has painted nails and stuff like that. So let's see.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before.
Damn. It's the clothes too.
Or explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as, "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better." Yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks,
Yeah,
such as this one with
it gotta be something we don't know
likes,
about.
stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met.
Oh, so like what? So if the fans knew that, then why like I honestly don't even care about this shit, but it's like people just be taking the wrong stuff seriously. Like we got other shit going on. You worry about a nigga's sexuality? Like come on, bro.
The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead.
Oh, he has a wife and kid too. Dead ass? Okay, no, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. I thought he was like by himself, but he has a wife and a kid. How old is the kid?
Have come
that's the real question.
In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his
he's
wife
mad
on his
young.
Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the kids' choice.
Yeah, nah, that don't look like no man no more. He bi, bro. Let him do what he want. I mean, he's single, so it's like, for me, I don't have a problem. It's like, you single. Obviously, you separated. I thought he was with his wife and kids and then decided to do that. I was about to say, that's bogus. But, you know, you doing your own stuff by your own will. And you don't got to worry about nobody else. So, it's cool, I guess. Yeah, it's cool.
Awards looking like this before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed
it's good that his friends are understanding it too, and they're accepting it too. But you know, not everybody gonna be like that, but it's good to have your friends by your side when stuff like that's going on, because everybody, boy, especially, man, people be on this, bro. Some people just need to let people live their lives, bro. As long as you're not hurting nobody, I don't got a problem with that at all.
expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming.
Real shit.
There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times. Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house, a life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure?" Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio to which
Yeah. That's really all he can say, bro. Cause how can you out ratio MrBeast? That's crazy. MrBeast a menace. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know he's like that, bro.
The original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life."
Damn.
In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent live stream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes," Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
"Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you."
"Oh, yes."
He like, what the fuck?
"Oh my god, it's Jimmy."
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. MrBeast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
"Hey, nice shirt." "Thanks, dude. Nice shirt."
"Hey, nice shirt."
"Thanks, dude. Nice shirt."
"Thanks. Nice shirt."
"Nice shoes."
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of awkward, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. I feel like that's just. I feel like that's some shit they really say off camera. I ain't gonna lie.
However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views.
Oh my god, damn, a mil, 28, 20. God damn, y'all was on his ass. Jesus.
Criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen?
I ain't gonna lie, that feels outrageous though. I ain't gonna lie. It's the top for me, bro. couldn't have wore a sweater or something. Like,
Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
base
you're
if
a
I got it.
Keemstar
Bro.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is...
I wouldn't say it's gonna die. I mean, man, y'all, bro, I feel like they over exaggerating it too much. I don't think that's even gonna happen. Like, not even close. I just feel like y'all looking at his, y'all diving into his life a little too hard. Like, it's not that serious. I don't know how y'all worry about someone that y'all barely even know. Like, let him do what he want, bro. I don't even know what to say to that. It's like it's not crazy. I'm just surprised. I don't know. And then you know how the media just likes to whatever they say on the media, they gonna keep it like that. They gonna keep that narrative, and it's like, damn. Now it's really gonna look like Jimmy don't like his friend or he's uncomfortable every time. Maybe he just like that. Like, who knows? Who knows, bro? I don't want to be the first one to like assume. I don't want to be the first one to assume. Like, oh, maybe he really don't like him. You never know. It could just be how he acts. There's nothing wrong with that. And obviously, you can see he's supporting his friend on social media too. So it's like, maybe he's not comfortable with it, but it's like, maybe it's just something he has to get used to just because of his sexuality compared to his. I feel like that's everybody's problem in that role.
Pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Yeah, when you put it like that, damn, bruh, that does suck. That does suck. Oh, and the internet always carries on a narrative. As soon as you do something, bro, they gonna stay on that until you prove it wrong. They gonna stay on it. So yeah, that's tough. They gonna make MrBeast look like he hate everybody. And you know how the gay people come through, bro. All those communities, bro, Twitter finna be in a frenzy. You can't, like you said, either he gotta resign himself, but I feel like that's probably not gonna happen. That's most likely not gonna happen. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But I feel like he just won't be in much videos anymore. Like, I don't know. Who am I to say? I don't really know what's gonna happen, but I don't think he's gonna leave. I don't think he's gonna leave. They just might do a different type of content with him, though. Maybe. We'll see though. But thanks for watching. See you on the next video.